Hi, my name is Emily and I'm going to show you how to make a crimp using the one-step crimper from Bead Buddy. No matter if you're a beginner or an expert, it's the fastest and easiest way to make a perfect crimp every time. First, you thread your wire through the crimp bead or tube and through your clasp, and then back through your bead or tube like this, same as you already have been doing. I've already threaded a few crimp beads for this demonstration. The great thing about the one-step crimper is that you don't have to change how you work, it just makes it easier. First, let's look at how it used to be done. You're probably familiar with crimp pliers like these. With these, you carefully line up the tube in the back part of the pliers and then squeeze. That makes the first part of the crimp. Then you rotate the tube 90 degrees and carefully place it in the front part of the pliers and squeeze it again to finish the crimp. If everything goes right and you're careful, it works, but it's a hassle and you aren't always sure of a secure crimp. The last thing you want is for the crimp to come loose and your creation to end up all over the floor. Now I'll show you why the one-step crimper is so much faster, easier, and better to use. The one-step crimper has one small lever, we'll call this the reset lever, and two larger handles, which we'll call the crimp handles. The reset lever holds your work in place and then releases the crimp when it's complete. The larger handles are for squeezing and making the crimp. All you do is hold the tool by the middle crimp handle and press the reset lever down. Place your crimp tube or crimp bead in the cradle like this. Make sure it's centered and let go of the release lever, which will hold your work in place. Now just squeeze the crimp handles firmly and smoothly together and the crimp is done. Press the lever to release and you have a perfect crimp. You don't have to rotate the crimp and do it again, and there's no danger of a bad crimp coming loose and spoiling your project. The one-step crimper does everything in one squeeze. Here's a close-up look at how the one-step crimper works. When you press the reset lever, this top part moves up so you can place your crimp tube or crimp bead in the cradle. When you release it, it comes down and holds it in place. Now, as you squeeze the large handles together, two things happen. First, the side pinchers come in to make the first crimp, then they move apart and the top pinchers come down to make the second. All this happens in one squeeze. Now, press the reset handle and remove your finished work, and your piece is ready for your next project. The one-step crimper works with a wide variety of crimp beads and tubes. All the most popular wire sizes and tubes work perfectly, so you won't have to buy new materials or change the way you work. Your work will just get easier and more fun. The one-step crimper from Bead Buddy, the fastest and easiest way to get a perfect crimp in just one squeeze.